And hello and a wonderful day to everybody. And I'm here with
Tank.
And we're here on the front lines in the battle against the deep state, you know, the cabal, the Illuminonkeys, and all those that wish to, I don't know, just be general bad guys.
The general bad guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
I'm going to pick them up in a lineup. That's the bad guy, and that's a bad guy, and that's a, those are the bad guys. So
well, nobody's hiding anymore, are they really? I mean, you know, it's kind of just a big cluster, just a big mess.
Yeah, they're kind of now, you know, wearing like black hats out in the open, so you can kind of like pick them out. Hey, black hat. Oh, black hat.
Now
black hat.
I see there's baby blood dripping from your mouth. You must be the cabal. Yeah. Actually, you know, I can. Here's my pumpkin I made today. I'm just showing it off, by the way.
Oh, okay.
See the very, you got to get up close and personal and see all the very realistic features. I'm a pumpkin expert, by the way, right? So sometimes I have made, like, you know, in the winter we make giant like if the snow is good, I have made whole like sled tracks in front of the house that actually end up being the body of a giant that goes across the other side of the road. It's like I'll sculpt the whole thing out for days for my kids. And then I made many a terrifying pumpkin and very friendly pumpkins. I mean, just good, clean fun, actually. So I was out trick-or-treating with the kids today here in New York. And to speak to your point of how the cabal is no longer hiding, I have a terrifying video that we can watch.
I kind of hesitate to even show it. Yeah, I don't know if I can support this. It's so bad.
It's Halloween though, but I don't know.
Well, okay.
I don't know what you want to show.
I'm going to show you. I'll show like 30 seconds of this awful video that just to show like how bad it is. Like this is happening in a bar, and no one seems to really care, right? It's just kind of like, okay, no problem. That's what we're doing. 1 second. Here we go. So I'm going to share the screen, and here it is. Okay, this is going to be a nightmare, and I apologize up front. Okay. Oh, there it is.
Oh.
So obviously this is a, I don't know, drag queen of some sort that is doing a display at a bar to share his knowledge about what his artistic expression, I guess, about abortion. This is going to be terrible, right? And there's music with it that's equally awful, like there. But you can see the woman in the background just appalled. Wait, and okay, that's all we're gonna show. All right, because it gets worse than you can imagine there.
Yeah, eat the baby, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's basically saying like, hey, and I'll tell you, Sid put this out the other day, and it's funny because like, Sid is like prolific, like with finding things, putting together the value and putting them out like so quick that she put out this video on this crypto coin, based on adrenochrome.
Oh, no.
Based, backed by the asset of adrenochrome. And you'd think, well, maybe that means something else, right? I think it's called something, it might even actually be called adrenochrome, right? And there's a whole website to it, right? And they talk about how we used to have to use other cryptocurrencies on the dark web to sell our adrenochrome, right? But now, we're mainstreaming it, right? Basically is what they're saying, right? And we have our own crypto. And they go into all this stuff. They show how, adrenochrome is made from the blood of, I think they said child volunteers is what it says. And it actually shows the baby and all these different things. I'm
Volunteers,
like, how is this
huh?
a real thing?
Volunteers, huh? Right, so these people have to go to the island. They have to be removed from society because they are not part of our society, right? They've been hiding and trying to basically, create this pathway to legitimize themselves and making these things seem to be normalized. And within their little clique, they say, "Oh yeah, well this is normal, right?" And they're trying to normalize it for everyone. And if you're not on board, well, they want worse than the island for you, right? They want you to be on the menu, right? You're on the menu. So this has got to end. So all the stuff that they're pushing out right now is so as disgusting as it that they have to go, right?
Yeah.
And I don't want to. And I don't want to do that to New Zealand too. Put them all in New Zealand now. New Zealand's too nice.
I know we can't shut off all the amazing energy in New Zealand. I mean, come on.
I just had one of those brainstorms. I know exactly why Trump wanted to buy. Was it Iceland?
Oh, because of the NATO base up there? Is that why?
No, to put all the people that he's going to exile.
Oh, right. But yeah, but I think Iceland is really too nice as well. I mean,
was it Greenland? Was it Greenland or was it Iceland he was looking at buying? I forget which one.
I think it was Greenland.
Greenland.
But
Greenland.
I think there's a NATO base in Greenland. And from what I understand, NATO, I don't think we talked about this last night, but NATO is being taken apart right now, right? Like the reports on the military, it's all over the place. NATO is being, taken to task and basically disassembled, and NATO is the Rothschild military, right?
Right.
So that's great news, And on top of that, there's been a long time, all these different intelligence systems that, they've used to hack everything, control our lives, be involved in things they shouldn't be involved in all over the place. And I know
as of right now, the echelon system is down. So this is the echelon. I think I just had it up. Maybe not. I thought I just had it up. Yeah, but the echelon system is basically it's an intelligence system that like uses for commercial stuff, right? Here it is. I'll pull it up so people can get a feel for it. So right now, Kim has already taken down the echelon system, which I'll show you now. Just give you a feel. So this is like an old school, the actual the echelon system here. It's like the old school military, secret government. This is like when the NSA was like just a myth, right? Like when the NSA was first starting to do like remote viewing and like hardcore like LARP manifestation, which they mastered. I have documents on this. Actually, they should be on the Speak Project to actually tell you how to manifest something according to the NSA, right? Training program directly from like the plasma of the environment. So, the echelon system is down, and there's other systems along with that, like that Kim is in the process of taking down, like Anna, ANNA, and another one like that.
And not Anna von Reitz.
What's that?
Not Anna von Reitz.
No, not Anna. The
just curious. I know there's kind of a squabble between them, right? So I was just making sure.
Yeah, no, I don't mean that. Yeah, so there's no misunderstanding. A period, like it's a acronym. I'm not sure what it stands for.
Okay.
But arms and legs, something like that. They're taking all that down. So that is incredible news, though. Okay, because she has been shutting these things down, and she's finishing that process now. And that is in part because today was an absolutely incredible day of nonsense, in my opinion, that I had to deal with. And it was very frustrating for me. And so as I started to discover new things that these people, have their hands in, right? How much they have infected every single aspect of our entire society, it's mind-wrecking sometimes, And I was so frustrated. I was like, Kim, I was like, dude, what are you doing? I'm like, take these guys out. Please don't let them go another week. Like, don't let this happen. Like, take them out. And then she told me, she said, look, she's like, I'm trying. He's like, but she has to do all this on this level by herself, I mean, it's something that took thousands of years to implement, and she's going to take it out, just a few.
Yeah, same as Trump dismantling everything that they've put in place for the last 100 years, right? It's taking time, but it's happening very quickly comparatively. So say 100 years since the Fed was put into place. Let's just start from there. We don't need to go back hundreds of years or thousands of years, but let's say for the last 100 years. But in 3 years, he's righted the ship, right? And now it's about full speed ahead, and their engine, and they just hit the engines, right? Let's go. And so you can see the momentum that's just beginning with like Rudy, and how gleeful he is when he's talking about what's coming.
Oh yeah, Rudy's having a blast.
So I think the big boom that was to come down the line is there doesn't seem to be anything that was like, oh, like here's the declassification or anything. But what did happen was this impeachment vote that they got through. Right now, it's I found a good name for this impeachment, and we can call it faux impeachment. Like a fake impeachment. Yeah, faux impeachment.
Yeah.
So this faux impeachment has been now voted on, and the Democrats voted for it. Like, this is the fourth time. I don't know if people realize it. The first three were actual impeachments that they actually voted for. This is the real faux impeachment. So the real impeachments that they tried all failed. This faux impeachment has passed for the rules and how they're going to go about it, right? So, this, I think, is part of their plan, the white hat plan, the Patriot plan. We could call it Patriot plan, Tesla plan, is to really get the Democrats on that side of things, and then it has no substance behind it, and it's looking so bad. Again, back to Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Don't interfere with an enemy in the midst of destroying themselves. Well, I think all Trump's doing is moving the leaves away and clearing the clutter for the path for them to keep running down, right, to destruction. Because it's so obviously not real what they've been doing, and I think the heat is just going to continue to rise. Now, Red October is over. What are we going to see for November?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're, I can't believe they've let it go this far, but now that I see it play out, it's like, yeah, I can see there really wasn't many other ways to do it. It just plays out like this, it just is what it is.
Yep. Yep. So we're on that path to see, and it's gonna. I don't really think we're gonna see it taking long. I don't think like even this month. We can see a lot of things happening where we know that we're gonna see a lot of people's jumping ship. They're already jumping ship. They're not. It's like Miss Hill that decided not to step down from Congress. Well, that's one less seat.
Oh yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Right. That's like one less seat for them, and then there's going to be more that's coming down the line. Cummings is gone, right? Who's going to replace him? So if you start counting doing a head count, Nancy's losing heads. So if that keeps rolling down the line, how many people will be left to vote for impeachment? But I don't. We'll see. I think it's the.
Yeah.
One other thing is that I saw Glenn Beck's did a complete he calls them chalkboards, so he lays out everything in a timeline and puts up all the people and all sites, and that's on his site right now for this what's happened in the Ukraine, and it goes back to I think 2014 or something like that, or maybe a little earlier. But the whole lineup of criminal things that had gone on, and it's not about Joe Biden, right? It's about the Russian collusion with Hillary, and even beyond that, it goes to something even much worse. It's literally about the worldwide socialist agenda to create a one world socialist system around the world. And that's really what is the Glenn Beck's land. He's going to do another special. So this was one. I think it's the third one he's done on this. And he makes them available, to the public, so it's not on his paywall. So on his pay site. So he's letting people see this. So it's right on glennbeck.com. You can get to that timeline and see everything. And click on it and basically show, hey, we could go there. But I think it's something to really understand where the lies are. I'll give you an example. They're all saying that Chalupa, was a DNC, part-time worker. She sometimes worked with these, but the evidence shows that she was full-on working to gather dirt on Trump for the Democrats, working with officials and the Ukraine government. So there's the evidence. It's there. So when the media is presenting that she's part-time, that's not real. They're completely lying to people. And here's the evidence, right? He kept showing, here's the evidence. This is what the press is saying. It's a complete lie. And they were saying the other big point is that and this is like those talking points repeating, right? So all the media said the same thing, that the investigation, when Biden, that Biden was, looking at corruption and everything like that, that was dormant. The investigation was dormant, right? The prosecutor got lifted from it, right? But the new guy came in. He didn't. It was like dormant for like a month, but then they put it right back into gear. So they say that Trump had put pressure on them to open up the investigation. It was already open, so it wasn't dormant. Just like for this transition period, right, for the new guy coming in, and then he was told go and open again. So that kind of evidence was laid out. So I think it's a good thing to go and see. But the next thing that Glenn is bringing up is going to be about this worldwide socialism thing that they're putting into place. It's the cabal system, right? But it was meant to burn the place down, and then from the ashes rise up in this socialist system and get rid of capitalism, get rid of private ownership of things.
Wow, that's a terrifying. I really don't know if people appreciate what a terrifying concept that is, or if they realize what that means. I can see a lot of the pieces, the way they fit together, how they were doing it. One of the biggest ones they're doing is obviously with the vaccines. If they would have just sprayed that out over everybody, right? Because all they have to do is take away all the exceptions, and then they do whatever they want. That's all it takes. That's amazing.
When I'm talking with my Chinese partner, right, and he'd say to me, and this is always the same example. I can almost say he can tell me this in every conversation we have, is that everything in China is owned by the government. Every scrap of paper is owned by the government. You can't own anything. And that's bearing out with what happened to the guy, the billionaire from Alibaba, right?
Right.
He had to step down and turn over all of his shares to 5 unnamed individuals.
Wow.
He built $1 billion industry, and who owns it? Does this private ownership play in this in any way? No. And in America or the West, let's say America, but you think you have private ownership of things, that you can own your land and you can own your car, but do you really? No. You buy the right to have the title, which is the right to use. You don't have the deed, the patent, the deed, the actual ownership of this. So people are under the illusion that they end up owning these things. If you own it, why are you paying a tax? Why are you pay, property tax?
Yeah.
Right.
Good point.
So, if you own it, why are you paying rent? That's what the tax is.
I agree.
Right. So the idea of ownership is in our heads is well, what about the clothes on your back? Well, maybe you do own those, but do you have any? But did you buy them on credit? Right. Now, if you actually pop some hemp seeds in the ground, grew a plant with just off of the nature, stripped down the fibers of the plant and created your own shirt, would you own that? Yes. But
sure.
Beyond that, do you actually own your clothes? So the idea of ownership is still in our heads, but the legal aspect of it has been pretty much limited to what we can actually call our own. But they want to remove that. They want you to believe in the collective.
If you completely demoralize someone, right? Like, so now you own nothing, right? And you don't even get to make up your own mind, right? You don't get to decide anything.
Right.
So when you work, what motivates you? Well, what's your aspiration? Because at the end, all your efforts, they go to serve someone else. Your thoughts are controlled by someone else. Like what you're going to do, what you're going to be able to actually do is controlled by someone else. And you own nothing. So at the end, what your conclusion is ultimately, well, I'm nothing, right? And now they can control you. And this is what Willie Lynch said, that they will enslave themselves, right? They expect us to enslave ourselves the way we have for thousands of years, right?
Yeah.
We've willingly submitted to this kind of rule.
Yep.
By the way, this is my costume, in case anybody looks at me like I'm crazy, right? I was an astronaut tonight, rocking it out.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh,
Yeah.
no time for your phone.
Yeah, my family is pretty hardcore about these things. We take dressing up very seriously to walk through the streets. So. Anyways.
What emblem patch is it? Is that the shuttle?
Oh, no, it's like NASA. I was an astronaut.
Yeah, with the shadow, with the shuttle on it. Okay.
Here, I'll give you a better look at. Let's see here. Yeah. Well, that's this thing is still there. Dang, what a night. Not this. I'm not gonna watch this. Sorry, guys. Where's my daughter? Yeah, my daughter has her Galactic Unicorn show, right? It's like, this is what she created. It's like her going, she's like, this is Dad and Charlotte makes the video. She's such a natural little hand, right? Yeah, it's this part of town. This beautiful part of town over here in Oceanside. It's a beautiful little area where, like, it's very cool, like, what they do. It's all, the whole street, they shut off the cars. Every single house is like, it's a safe environment they created for kids to trick or treat, right? So nobody gets like picked up, and all the, everybody, like every mom is dressed up like, like a scarecrow or some princess, or, the dads are dressed up like ghouls and stuff. But it's safe, right? They have like a little haunted house. It's such a nice environment. I'm just like, I get it, like, and today for the, oh wow, look at that. You guys see that? The lighting up over there.
Oh wow. What is that? Fireworks?
I don't know. No, that's natural. Oh my gosh, what is that?
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
The sirens are going to be coming soon.
Whoa, that is crazy, right? Now that's right over by JFK, by the way. What I was just showing you. That's directly where JFK is.
Wow.
Like airport. Wow. Hey, man, that was like some live footage, right? That was pretty cool.
That was it. Yeah.
Oh. Wow. I wonder what that was. I'm excited to find out.
I don't think we're broadcasting it.
Because we were really trying to do a Project Bluebeam where they were like blasted. That's kind of what it looked like for people. Like, but it was going on for hours.
Right. Yeah. Well, maybe that was
cool.
Maybe it was just a hologram.
So
here's a Halloween photo.
What a nightmare! My gosh. This
Trump
whole thing is
Superman.
actually, we're finally in a stage where we can enjoy this part a little more, right? Which I dig that. I really am having some fun with, watching all the antics and crazy stuff going on.
This one reminds me of Planet of the Apes. That old Planet of the Apes. At the end of the movie, they find the Statue of Liberty, kind of, just the torch sticking up out of the ground.
Yeah. So you know what, man? I had some drama on my team today, right? And
hey,
and
what's
I was,
up? What happened?
Hello?
What happened?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, it's wind probably. So I had some drama on my team today, and it was just kind of one of our groups. We have all types of groups that are working on different things all the time, and they're gathering evidence for to help people. And then and this thing with Phil McConnell kind of messed us up a little bit, right? Because now what they were talking about, it was like, and this is actually something to be warned about out there for any parents who have any issues with Child Protective Services or DHS, Department of Human Services, that President Trump has actually encouraged people to call the whistleblowers on the CPS to get help, right? But if you go to the site and you call that number, it actually takes you to this group that is actually associated with the Clinton Foundation. It takes you via something to do with Podesta, right? So it takes you right back to the same thing. So if you think about it, it's a perfect loop for them, right? They come in, take your kids with Child Protective Services, then you call this number looking for help, and meanwhile your child is being taken away. They tell you that they're going to help you, and then in turn they take you right back to the same people that took your child in the first place, right? Now that to me that's a nightmarish type of experience, right? So I don't think President Trump knows that, or I don't know, or it's a setup, but I just don't see him using that as a setup when it comes to children, right?
Mm.
And today I gotta be honest, I didn't know that till today. I'm sure lots of other people knew that. It's not like breaking news, I guess, to them. To me, it was, because we had a couple sources fall through who we were giving evidence to, or like the Speakwalker's team was giving evidence to, that turned out to be corrupt. They were giving it right back to the Chinese elder Rothschild, pedophile group that is feeding on this. So why would they give it up? Like, this is a big business for them.
Right.
So so that to me is kind of heart-wrenching, to be honest. Speakwalker team puts a lot of work in, and so do we, to support them. Just to have these kids, these parents who really, they need help, right? They need help, getting their children back that have been taken based on false claims. And meanwhile, based on the conference calls and things that Michelle Walker was describing, she went into the meeting and they weren't prepared. They didn't have any case files. They didn't have a docket number. They, Michelle called the actual some of the parents herself, and then they had never even spoken to that group from Able Danger, the Children Crusade. Never even spoken to them, right? And they're still meeting, and Able Danger is still not even involved. I'm like, listen, this guy's talking about how when we find out who he works for, we're all going to be, feel stupid. It's like, listen, I feel stupid now. It seems like you know what you're talking about, but apparently we have a different version of what's happening. It seems like you're actually working for them to bury evidence and disappoint people that really need your help, right? Which, by the way, we were reaching out to him saying, look, man, I felt like he was doing some good work, I thought, right? And I was hoping we could be, kind of team up a little bit. And, sorry about that. At least that's what I was hoping could happen, right? Am I upside down? I was hoping that could happen. But now, and then today, I watched this unfold a little more, right? The layers of this, because you start to realize how much they're in control of, right?
Right.
And this is the part that really bothers me, is it's like, so today, we get one, oh wait, it's happening again, look.
Wow.
Come on, there's no way that's fireworks. It's definitely not lightning. Yeah. Pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
So anyways, my point is that, so today, my team gets caught up with, somebody who got disgruntled and was, kind of mad, like, you can't work with this person because they found something like on Google about somebody, right? And they were pulling up files and, and they were like, look at this tattoo, this means this. I'm like, come on. It's like, I'm like, you really think that I don't know who I bring in and, like, I haven't already checked them, right? I'm like, I pulled you guys out of situations before because you're bad checking, right? And all this stuff. And it was, so half the day goes by, right? And then by the time it's all done, I finally get to a place where we can work on something. The whole day's gone. And then they tell me something, right? So after a whole day's wasted while they're, this nonsense is going on, just silly waste of time the whole day. Then I start talking, and catching up about what needs to get done after everybody settles down, and, and then they tell me something that I'm like, oh my, if we didn't deal with all this nonsense all day, I could have made a few phone calls and really been able to make a difference today. But because we wasted the whole day doing nothing, I couldn't even have an impact. And I just thought to myself, we just got to do better. I'm so bummed out about it. And then I could have made moves, right? I could have kept getting other things going, right? But because they're in this hat now. They take the money out of my account so quickly, right? They just snake it out, right? Like I actually tracked it down. I filed grievances. They're going to fix it, but it's going to take them months, right? So the way we deal with money right now, because they're always taking our funds, or at least with me, right? So every dime that comes in, they pull it out within an hour. They'll have some nonsensical charge will hit my account and pull it out, right? So I've had over the past just couple of weeks, 3 weeks or so, like every dime I think I brought in maybe, I don't know, not much, maybe like $800, and most of that is like to pay like our overhead expenses, right? And they pull it out before we even get a chance to pay basic bills, right? And it was so frustrating today because, one, if we didn't deal with the nonsense today, we could have had an impact and help some families directly that would have got their kids back, right? Yeah. And then if we would have just had the money, and I'm not even talking about big money, I'm just talking about basic money in the account, I could have had a few other things that actually cost a little bit, just a little bit of money. But because they take the money so fast on my account, I couldn't even get to where I needed to go to get it done. So I just want them to know, I will remember that. I will never forget that you guys have put that situation, repeated that on me over and over and over again, thinking that you're going to break me. I just want you to know, you have not broken me. I'm still dressed up like an astronaut, talking to the Philippines, and explaining how we're kicking your ass all over the world. Just for the record.
Okay.
But I wish we could help those kids today. And that's the first thing we'll be doing tomorrow. So.
Well, I hope that works out. Well, it's amazing. You had a kind of an odd day. You lost a bunch of time, right? So I was telling you earlier that I lost all of yesterday. All the work that I did yesterday, which is quite a lot. I even stayed up until like 1 a.m. Just working on basically typing up stuff and writing content and things like that for this webpage. Went to sleep and then woke up and the computer was off, and then I guess I had a power outage overnight, and then it didn't. The data wasn't saved. The program I used, it should have been auto saving as I'm typing, but nothing got saved. So the whole day, it's gone. So, but the way I look at it, anytime that's happened in the past, when I rewrite it, it's better.
You're right. It was meant to be. It was meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I said, looking for
it's
the
a lot,
silver
though.
lining.
It's a lot. It's like getting the wind knocked out of you, right? It's like, like you're leaning in for a kiss and you get slapped, right? It's never good. It's never good.
Yeah. Hey, look, I got the same thing going on here.
I don't know, Dan. That's a really long lightning strike. Yeah.
It's just continuing like a Tesla coil.
Like a Tesla coil. Yeah. But man, that's all I got right now, dude. I think anything else that we need to.
I think we're good. I gotta go back. I gotta get back to typing.
Do that.
Content creating. Yeah, but
right.
I did get some good info about the project from the one crypto exchange that we're talking with about initial purchases and things like that. So I think it's looking pretty good. It's very well received so far. The people that we've exposed the project to. So that'll be good.
That's cool.
I just need to finish this website because it becomes like the presentation, right? It's kind of like everyone, if you don't have the website, you're not real.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's true. I mean, that's why Adrenochrome, the new crypto for buying baby trafficking children, it's out there. The website's real. It's terrifying. Terrifying stuff. Check it out.
Yeah, I found there was a coin called Evil Coin, right? It's
really?
Yeah. But it's not very high on the list of cryptos. There's about 3,000 cryptos listed on CoinMarketCap, and that's really a good place to look to see if it's someone went through the effort of trying to market their coin. It's going to end up there. So they're I'm just looking through them, making sure that no one was using the same kind of logos and things for their coin as we're using. So it's kind of one of those. Just doing some research, and I saw evil coin, but it was really worthless coin. Very low volume.
It's really worthless. Yeah. Yeah. People think evil is cool, right?
Yeah.
So here's the just to terrify you. This actual.
Well, it looks terrible anyway.
The ERC20 token specifically designed to facilitate the high velocity, cryptographically secure international trading of the chemical compound adrenochrome. You got to see the actual. There's actual videos in here, and actually, I don't recommend anybody listen to the sound of this. It didn't bother me when I ritual. Well, that's good to know. There's explanations of the rituals right on here. This is a real website. So you see this right here. The inherent difficulty of the propagation and extraction of adrenochrome has long made it a highly exclusive product and the province of vampiric elites. The Adrenochrome Foundation intends to enlarge the market capitalism of adrenochrome. Why? How do you do that? Well, you're going to make it completely acceptable to do this kind of stuff. That's just amazing. So speaking of crypto, I'm a pretty fervent believer that cryptocurrency was always building up to this kind of thing. Because really, Bitcoin, from what my guys told me, they were using it just to traffic kids. It was made by the NSA, so now it's expanded.
Yeah. Well, before that they used paper money. So
right. Cash rules everything around.
Yeah, I mean, you can use these tools for any kind of evil you want.
That's right. I agree totally. Right. So we have to transmute the energy on the crypto. We should probably just get rid of adrenochrome crypto altogether. But I mean,
yeah, I think public sentiment can drive it out of existence pretty much. So get the pitchforks out and the torches and go hang out at their headquarters. And say who's coming out of there. Why is there blood on the corner of your mouth?
Yeah. Yes, that's true. That is absolutely true. So, you know what? It can't be too much longer. The good guys are taking the hill, man, and we are the good guys, and we're on the hill. So I'm in.
We're at the top. We're not. We're charging down the other side. Attack!
Yes. All right. Cool. That's all I got. You have a great night.
All right,
everybody.
Subscribe, share, likes. See you tomorrow.
Do all those things. All right. Cool. Bye.
Bye.